Hey guys, welcome to SSGS. So today in this video, let's discuss about the heterotropic nutrition in detail. So we are going to know only about the organisms. Only about the microorganisms, and in another video, I'll cover about the topic nutrition in human beings. So let's get started with heterotropic nutrition. So let's quickly recap the autotropic nutrition. Autotropic nutrition is autotropic nutrition. The organisms prepare their own food by utilizing solar energy, water, and carbon dioxide by the process of photosynthesis. This results in the formation of glucose. Plants like blue-green algae and bacteria such as cyanobacteria are considered to be examples of autotrophs. So we know that these are not the plants, but we are telling plants because they prepare their own food, right? But these blue-green algae and bacteria such as cyanobacteria doesn't release the oxygen. Okay, they won't release the oxygen. So let's go into heterotropic nutrition definition. Heterotropic nutrition. A heterotroph is an organism that eats other plant or animals for energy and nutrients. Examples include plants, algae, and some types of bacteria. Heterotrophs are known as consumers because they consume produces or other consumers. Dogs, birds, fish, and humans are also the examples of heterotrophs. So we humans and other organisms which are depending on other organisms for the food are called as consumers. So this plant is an producer. Okay. So this heterotropic nutrition is divided into four categories. One is Halozoic, one is saprophytic, and another is parasitic, and the Mixotropic. Okay. So let's get into detail. So Holozoic nutrition is a nutrition where the food is taken by the organism in a state of liquid or solid. Okay, so let's get into detail. So this is an example of Halozoic nutrition in amoeba. So by seeing this image, you can easily tell that amoeba is an example of Halozoic nutrition. Okay, so remember it well. It's very useful for you. Okay, let's go into the definition of Halozoic nutrition. So, protozoa such as amoebas and most of the free living animals such as humans exhibits this type of nutrition where food is taken into the body as a liquid or solid. So please underline the statement or note down it. Okay, so food is taken into our body as liquid or solid, and then further it will get broken down. Okay, so this is called the Halozoic nutrition. This can easily be seen. It's most commonly seen in the protozoas. Okay, protozoas. So remember, examples are first write yourself. Humans. Okay, and then come to the amoeba. Okay, amoeba. Okay, and and you can write any other animal, like you can write cow. Okay, whatever animal you can write, because they too take the food as liquid or solid, right? So let's go into saprophytic nutrition. So Saprophytic nutrition. Actually, what is saprophytic nutrition? It's just nothing but these organisms which are saprophytic. They will get their food through dead and decaying matters. Dead and decaying matters. Okay, dead and decaying matters. They'll get the food through dead and decaying matters. Okay, so a best example is the fungus on the bread. So you will see black spots on the bread. Okay, black or white. Okay, you'll see this spots on the bread. So you might get, oh my god, what's this? It's nothing but the fungus. So this is the microscopic image of the black spots on the bread. It's nothing but the fungus, spores and fungus. Okay. So let's go into the definition. The mode of nutrition in which organisms feed on dead and decaying matter is called the saprophytic nutrition. So I'll explain you. The mode of nutrition in which organisms feed on dead and decaying matter. So saprophytic nutrition is a mode which other organisms get their food through feeding on the dead and decaying matters. So we have one example here, that is fungi. Okay, see, this is an example of the saprophytic nutrition. And you might see this mushrooms, these umbrella like structures growing near the plants. Okay, you might have observed it, and you might have also observed in the spoiled food like the curries. You might see when the food gets rotten, you might see the black spores, white spores, black spores. This is all nothing but the fungus. Okay, remember, when you see the fungi, you should remember that it's a saprophytic nutrition. Okay. So in this saprophytic mode of nutrition, the vital nutrients required for the body are collected from dead and decaying matters. So the we I will let you know by this example. So we humans take we our body needs certain nutrition. Sorry, our body requires certain minerals, salts, vitamins. Okay, for to cover vitamin A, we take leafy vegetables. Okay, right. So in that way, we'll take certain foods to cover certain minerals and vitamins. So in this way, the saprophytic mode of nutrition. So these organisms which are saprophytic in nature get their vital nutrients. I mean, which are required to their body will get from the dead and decaying matter only. Right. The other organisms which are saprophytic is rhizopus bacteria, yeast, in mushroom. So mushroom is a very common example. In this rainy seasons, we can see many mushrooms. Okay, these will grow on dead and decaying matter because they'll get the food, right? So let's go into the parasitic nutrition. So first let's see the image here. So here you see a lich, okay, and some ticks here. Ticks, not tick, this ticks, ma. This ticks, okay, this ticks. And then we have lice. Oh my god, lice, and we have our kaskuta. Okay, so let's look into other example. So I'll erase it. Okay, erase. Okay. So another side will have another example. So these are in examples from the plant side. Okay, these are the examples from plant side. Okay, first we have kaskuta, and then we have the largest flower in the world, Rafflesia. So when we are younger, we might we came to know that Rafflesia is the largest flower in the world. But what is the Rafflesia? Rafflesia is a parasitic plant. So actually this Rafflesia is a parasitic plant which depends on the other plants or organism and kill the host. They might kill the host and get their nutrition. Oh my god, oh my god. But this is the largest flower in the world. Next let's go to Orabanche. I don't know about these four. Orabanche, Laranthus, Viscum, and Santulam album. And I think these are the scientific names of the plants. Okay, so let's go into our definition. Parasitic nutrition. So actually, what is parasitic nutrition? Come, let's know about it. A parasite is an organism which lives on or in a host organism and get its food from or at the expense of its host. So these parasitic organisms are so lazy that they don't even prepare their food, but they depend on other animals or other organisms, and even they stay on them, or they may stay inside them, and then even this host may be killed because no, this will take its food. This okay, let's take an example of a green plant. Let's take a plant which is an autotroph. So if you remember, autotroph is a organism which prepare its own food, okay, by utilizing solar energy, carbon dioxide, and water, and result is glucose, right? So let's we are taking example of plant. Remember, it's an autotrophic plant which prepare its own food. So this parasitic plant had grown. Okay. So if you take an example of dodder or cuscuta, what they will do if if this is a plant, and they will roll on the plant, and they will start getting they'll start consuming the nutrition of the greenery plant, which is autotroph. They will take the nutrition, and finally, if the plant won't have food, what happens? It dies. So the result, I mean, when these parasitic plants are attacked, what is the result? The host plant may even die. The host may even die. Okay. So for these examples, don't get worried. Simply you can write weeds. Weeds. If you remember, weeds are the unnecessary plants which are not required actually, but they'll grow beside the healthy plant. Because why they'll grow, because to get the nutrition from the healthier plant. So if you remember, we in eighth class we'll get the lesson about the agriculture. I think in that we'll get about the weeds. So weeds are the unnecessary plants which grow near the healthy plant to consume their what nutrition. So you write weeds, and you can write this Rafflesia. You might remember the big flower Rafflesia. So completed. Parasitic nutrition definition is completed, and two examples I have written. Great. Okay, let's read the definition of parasitic nutrition again, and let's go into another nutrition. So a parasite is an organism that lives on or in a host organism and get its food from or at the expense of its host. There are three main classes. Okay, there are three main classes. What are these three? They can cause disease in humans, like a coronavirus, and protozoa, in helminths, and ectoparasites. If you remember this helminths, we have read in our ninth class. Okay, so go to your ninth textbook and read it out. What are helminths? Okay, don't get worried about all this. This is very easy. So let's move on to our next nutrition. Oh, our next nutrition is Mixotropic Nutrition. Mixotropic Nutrition. By the name only, we can tell that Mixotropic Nutrition is a mix of certain organisms. Okay, mix of certain organisms. So, Mixotropic Nutrition is actually okay. Mixotropic Nutrition. Okay. Yeah. Mixotropic nutrition refers to organisms which are both autotrophic and heterotrophic. Let's take an example. I'll explain you an example. So this is a legume. Sorry, I'm weak here. I'll write more neatly. So I'll take the greening because in heterotropic, right? Okay, let's take green. So I won't do drawing. Okay, actually. Okay. This is a leaf. I mean, sorry. This is a plant. This is a legume. Okay. So we know that a plant will have its roots. Okay. It is having its root. So let's take the example of mixotropic organism. Let's have another color yellow. So if you remember, wait here. If you remember, yeah, legume plants have their nuts. What are stored in their nuts? This rhizobium bacteria, right? Okay, these dots represents the presentation of rhizopus bacteria. Okay, so this rhizopus is not okay. 1 minute, it's not be seen. Yeah. So what happens to this rhizopus bacteria? Nothing happens. See, this plant won't harm this rhizopus won't harm the plant. They are mutually benefited. So, symbiotic nutrition and mixotropic nutrition are really similar. Okay, mixotropic nutrition is a mix of nutrition. Sorry, is a mix of organism like autotroph and heterotroph. Okay, here these knots in this knots rhizobium bacteria are stored because when these bacteria is stored in the knots, the carbon fixation is done, and this fixation of rhizopus, which will not only helps the plant but also helps the soil. The soil gets fertile, so this rhizobium bacteria getting its food because it's staying the roots. It is getting its food, and as this rhizopus is staying in the plant's root, the plant is getting the carbon fixation done, and it's getting the fertile soil so that it can grow very easily and very healthy. It's a symbiotic, it's a mixotropic, where both, I mean, they are mutually benefited. One, if this is benefit, this is not only not the rhizopus is getting benefited, but also the plant. Okay. Um, and then let's look into the definition. Mixotropic nutrition refers to organisms which are both autotrophs and heterotrophs. A mixotroph is an organism that can use a mix of different sources of energy and carbon instead of having a single trophic mode of continuum from complete autotrophy at one end and heterotrophy at the other end. Okay. So let's have another example. I wonder you will get an image here. See this, I'll erase it 2 minutes. Lichen, okay, lichen. This is an lichen. Okay. This is a microorganism and this is growing on a plant. So these lichens are also be taken as this Sugandha Dravya, and it is also been used in biryanis. Okay. Okay. And this is about the nutrition in microorganisms. So in our next video, we'll continue with our nutrition in humans. So until then, keep watching my videos. Bye bye. Oh my god.